This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. It's been a minute, Mr. Tommy Fury. How's things,
Been a hot
bro?
minute, yeah. Everything's going good, mate. I'm back. I got my hand back, and I'm ready to get back in the ring. And I've come back with an absolute bang. I didn't know how this fight was going to get perceived. I didn't know how it was going to get taken, but it's been taken very well, and it seems to have caused quite a bit of a stir.
I have to say, just before we get into the logistics of everything, the big man who's filming me there dropped me a little text. This was less than 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
The man can't even show up these days, sends people to do his work. I was given a 3:30 slot. It is 2:56. I've absolutely dashed from Aldgate Station.
Mate, this is it.
And we're here.
Mate,
we're
people
sat here
need to start
just in
taking
time.
leaves out of your books. Like, the man's showing up early. Like, you're not even on time. The man's early. So, listen,
Your
credit
time
to you.
slot too's early. You've got another fight announced. It is a big fight.
Yeah.
It's really fun, actually. I think you look at it from a couple of ways. You see an opponent that you can get your teeth into in terms of Darren Till's obviously going to do a little bit of talking.
Yeah.
But also a great opportunity for you to get back in the ring in your hometown.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, I'm main eventing again in my hometown in Manchester. Darren Till's a good name. He's a big name in the UK, especially, and if not the world. So, it's a great matchup. But I only see it ending one way. At the end of the day, I'm not meaning this in no disrespect, but it could have been anyone in the opposite corner. This is about me coming back and me coming back with a bang. And that's what I intend to do, because the last two fights have been horrible for me because I've had one hand. Going through training camps one-handed, going through fights one-handed, having to get jabbed up so I can't feel nothing. Like, it's been horrible. So I'm happy to come back in the ring and get an emphatic win, and that's exactly what I think.
I suppose just picking up on that point, I remember speaking to you on repeat occasions, probably over the course of 12 to 18 months. It was always at that hand was whether you needed cortisone injections or something like that to stop the pain. Now you're punching, I believe that was a few months ago. Is that the best it's felt?
Yeah, definitely. It's the best it's felt for a long time because, back before the operation, I couldn't do a training session. I couldn't hit the pads for 10 minutes, and afterwards my hand not be absolutely, throbbing. So, yeah, it's great to have my hand back. It's great to, be building it back up. And I've been in camp since August. Since August this year, I've been in a training camp, training 3 times a day for weeks on end. I've had to take a week off this week because I'm in shape and I don't want to peak too early. We're in shape and we're ready to go.
KSI put out a tweet saying, glad to know that this pussy knows his place, working for me. Misfits obviously gives the opportunity. I suppose it kind of is his business. I mean, what was your take on that?
Well, I just think he's an absolute dickhead, really, isn't he? Because he got beat fair and square by me, started crying about it, and the man's still paying me millions. So I think the fucking joke's on him, innit?
And you're still earning.
What an absolute clown.
Through his business now, I suppose.
What a freak. He's giving me a platform to main event in my own town, giving me everything, millions, and he's been beat by me and started crying. I think the fucking joke's on him, really. What a fool.
Have you had any sort of contact about a potential rematch there? We know that was... I think they appealed it, right? And
the rematch might be at 5 o'clock today at the press conference, to be honest, if he's here, because he's doing my nutting in.
Okay, already.
I don't like him. So, at the end of the day, you know what? I'm not going to do that. My mind is on Darren Till, and I'm focused on Darren Till. Him, the star jumper, can wait his turn, because he's a beaten man, and he's very upset about it, as we can see. So, he's in the shadows at the minute.
Let's talk a little bit about the sort of rules and stipulations within this fight that you've got with Darren Till. How many rounds can we expect? How long are the rounds? Which is now a question that we have to ask. Bizarrely. What's the weight?
As far as I know, it's a proper matchup. We're going to be fighting at heavyweight.
Heavyweight?
We're going to be fighting at heavyweight.
Okay.
It's going to be a heavyweight fight. Okay. Heavyweight scrap. And I'm jumping up the divisions because I feel good now. I've grown in almost the year that I've had off. And I'm coming back bigger and stronger than ever. The rounds, it's a normal fight, proper fight with me, mate. You know that. 8 3-minute rounds. Okay. 10-ounce gloves, not 14 or 16. Okay. And it's going to be a good scrap, yeah.
I feel like everything's led on to... I mean, we talk about the minutes within a round. That was something that was never discussed in male boxing until Friday night.
Yeah, no, Jake of course.
Fought Mike Tyson.
I don't... 60-year-old man, yeah.
60-year-old man, 2-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Eight rounds it was, I believe.
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
Mate, I didn't make any. I've said this time and time again, business-wise and commercial-wise,
They've secured the
mate,
bag.
it's unbelievable. And I ain't a guy to hate on other people. If someone's making £1 trillion, I'm going to say, well done, mate. And that's what I'm going to say to Jake Paul. Well done down the lens. It was a great commercial success. Both men got paid. I and Mike got paid. You know, no injuries happened. No one was hurt. You know, fantastic. But for the fans and everyone who thought it was going to be a fight, not including me, because I knew it was always never going to be a fight. But, you know, as far as the fans, I'm sure it's a letdown for them. But business-wise, great.
Do you almost have to kind of respect it from that element in that? Like,
Mate, how can you not? How can you not, mate? Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone's making that level of money and not walking out with a scratch on them, they've done something right, mate. It's not only me that can do it, eh? I've fought the two best of them and not come out with a black eye, and he's done the same. Even worse, actually. He's secured the bag.
Big time.
Big time.
To be
But
fair.
well, wait, 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 15 minutes fighting.
Yeah.
What did they say they got paid? I think Jake got paid 40 mil.
40 mil.
And Tyson got 20, didn't he?
Do you believe those figures?
Listen, you can never believe what's out on the internet. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, they made good money.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, it's a success in it.
Bank robbery. of the highest
100%
form.
just without the masks.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose on the topic of Jake, I don't want to say he's got the boxing world by the balls, but in a weird shape, it kind of... I mean, you've got Artur Beterbiev calling him out.
I know.
This morning, Daniel Dubois has called him out.
Triple D?
For an offer at the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Yeah, but they got to be realistic. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to be realistic with this. Jake Paul ain't fighting no Beterbievs. He ain't fighting Daniel Dubois. He's not fighting anyone like that.
But is it not even almost a little bit bonkers with our fans' head on, Tommy, that these guys are actually saying, I'll fight him?
Yeah, no, of course it is. You got world champions of the sport, legitimate, unified and undisputed world champions of boxing, calling out him. Like, at the end of the day, it made sense for me because I was at the start of my career and I've only would have been fighting a journeyman anyway. He was coming around for 4 rounds, pulling his hands up like that. So it made sense for me. But if I was an undisputed, unified champion of my division at the top of my game, I wouldn't give a fuck about Jake Paul. So I think it's a little bit embarrassing on their part. I don't know what Triple D's doing. Like,
that's mad.
Yeah, that's mad. Like, the fact that they even think I'm going to put it out there because he might bite.
But Jake's asked Nikisa to speak with Francis to see if that fight can potentially...
Oh, yeah, I know. I bet he will. Yeah. And he'll probably commercialise the fuck out of it. But I guarantee you now, I'll put everything that I've got in my account that you'll never see Jake Paul and Daniel Dubois in the ring together unless they write up a contract and offer Daniel Dubois 200 million to get in the ring and not even look at him. That's probably the way to see it.
What a conversation that we're even having. It's bonkers.
Can we talk about something else? Because I don't even like having the conversations.
It's mad, isn't it? Tommy, you mentioned there at the start of your career when you do 4-rounders against these journeymen and they come up to you, whatever. Yeah. I suppose this maybe goes a little bit back on certain people that have criticised the journey that you've taken and said, well, why haven't you gone down the pro route? From my end, I say, well, right now you could be fighting someone who's 10-3 for 15 grand, you know, or you could be doing this. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, it's not like I'm fighting TikTok stars.
No.
Darren Till's a proper fighter, really. Do you know what I mean? Whether it be in a cage or not, he's young. And he's been in a proper fighter. You know, even Jake Paul and KSI, I fought them because there was millions to be made. And that's why I went and did it. That's a pure, simple reason. If anybody says they wouldn't do it, they're complete bullshitter. But right now, like, I'm not fighting KSI or Jake Paul. I'm fighting a proper fighter still. And he's young. I'm not fighting an old man. I'm not fighting anything else. I'm fighting Darren Till. So he's a good name. And that's about it, to be honest. But yeah, it is what it is. Why would I fight a journeyman who's not even going to be entertaining? He's going to walk around the ring for 8 rounds with his hands up, not trying to win, or at least can fight somebody who's actually going to try and win. Do you know what I mean?
You've always been big and strong at heavyweight. That'll be even stronger.
It's going to be a spectacle,
to knock him out?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. You know, this fight don't go the distance. You know, I know what I can do, especially with my hand back into play. Don't forget, I've not had a right hand properly since my 3rd fight, because that's when it came about. And I probably should have had the surgery then, but I was at the start of my career, the very start, and I didn't want to take the time out. But I was forced to have a surgery after that last fight because it was that bad. So I think you're going to see a completely different story in this fight.
Just a couple more quick ones. Tyson Fury deep in camp in Malta ahead of that rematch at the end of the year. Will we see you down in Riyadh doing a week of warm weather training? Or
I don't know. It's tough. Obviously, I really want to go. But like, I've been to all of his fights and stuff. But I will be fighting, like, I think 3 weeks afterwards, and I'll be deep in camp by that point. But if I can make the trip, you know, we'll talk about it. And if we can make it happen, we'll definitely get over there. But that is the biggest fight. It's biggest fight. that can be right now. You know, it's all or nothing. Everything's on the line.
Okay, and then Tom Aspinall,
Yeah.
a good mate of yours.
Yeah.
Absolutely smashing life at the UFC.
Yeah, he loves
John
it, doesn't he?
Jones gonna entertain
I hope so.
the fight
I hope
at
they
some
just give
point?
him. I hope they just give John Jones that fuck you money, and they can make the fight happen. Like, because that's all he wants, isn't it? Just give John Jones his 30 million or whatever, 35 million, whatever he wants, and just let's make the fight. Because I'm not even an MMA fan, but I love that fight. Like, I really want to see it. Not just because I know Tom, but it's one of the.
It's two of the best right now.
Well,
right?
it's the best UFC man of all time. I know he's a bit past it, but and you got Tom Aspinall. It's like, it's good, man.
And
I
the
really
fans
want
are
to see
calling
it.
for it as well.
Yeah, everyone's calling for it, and Dana knows it as well. So I think it will definitely happen. That.
Lastly from me, knockout or night out. I'm going to give you some names.
Oh,
You
yeah.
Tell me if you want to knock them out or you want to go on a night out of them. KSI,
Power outage.
Jake Paul,
Power outage.
Mike Tyson,
Night out.
Roy Jones Jr.,
Night out.
Evander Holyfield,
Night out.
Tyson Fury,
Night out.
Tom Aspinall,
Night out.
Logan Paul,
Power outage.
Anthony Taylor.
Who?
Fair enough. Idris Virgo,
Who?
Mams Taylor,
Right, come on now. What? Put a night out and let's talk about some business.
Eddie Hearn,
Lights out.
Frank Warren.
Can't be going down to Jake Paul's league and fighting old men, so night out.
Tommy, you're a legend. Always lovely
Thank
speaking
you.
to you, mate. Thank you for your time as always.
Appreciate it. Cheers,
Ledge.
mate.